Check it. Check. 1, 2. Am I looking here? I'm looking here. Dang it. It's the wrong camera, but no worries. It'll work. Make it happen. Hope y'all can see me. Man, I was going to be on way earlier, but I got distracted. And if you haven't watched Smokey P in a while, my green screen is freaking out because I haven't turned on enough lights. This is going to be a psychedelic show. Go over to Smokey P's channel. I managed to get myself kicked out of a panel, booted. He screamed at me, and then all in the same live stream, I managed to come back in. Not only come back in, but he kicked himself from the panel, and I was in his channel for a little bit. It was a brilliant live stream. You should go check it out over on Smokey P's YouTube channel. God, it was gorgeous. Today was a big day if you've been following the Lori Vallow case. Lori Vallow was in another bond hearing. Now, the way that this bond hearing came about was in light of new evidence. That's the words that they used. In light of new evidence. So we were all on our seats waiting for some new evidence. We were like, we did get some new evidence, okay? What they wanted to put on the record was they've been recording Lori Vallow's phone conversations. Whether or not they were supposed to be recording them, I don't know. But they've been doing it with the lawyers. It happened. What I saw today, though, I like, what is this? Anybody understand what that is? They are grasping for straws. They are grasping for straws. I could watch this whole thing. You can go watch it. It's like 2.5 hours long, maybe 3 hours long. We can watch a little bit of it. Let's just watch a little bit of it. You'll speed into it. It's the same shit over and over. He says it over and over and over. Let's see what we got here.
Billy the Kid. Yeah. I'm sure if we take
allows Idaho courts to start doing non-emergency business. Findings on the record that allow us to.
Magistrate Division, now in session, the Honorable Judge Mallard presiding.
That judge looking gangster in the black one. Good choice. Good choice, Judge. Gangster. That's a gangster mask.
This is case number CR 33-20-302, State of Idaho versus Lori Vallow. Good afternoon. I am Michelle Mallard. I'm the magistrate judge for the 7th Judicial District of Idaho.
All right. This is real boring stuff. All right. Here's what the arguments are going to be. The dude, her defense, basically argues for quite a while that they've been recording some conversations. The prosecuting basically says, Yeah. We told you we were recording something. Now, listen. Did they say some stuff on these phone conversations that could be vital to defense of her? Probably. Nevertheless, this was just a bond hearing and she was denied. The judge, the way you're going to get bond, tell us where your kids are. Tell us where the kids are. If you tell us where the kids are and you let us send one FBI agent to look at the kids and say, yep, they're safe, they're happy, they're healthy, the FBI agent will come to the jail and walk you out for free. For free. I will tell you that watching this, I felt sorry for the defense. Because the sheriff's office and the jailers, they don't give a shit. They don't even run that stuff. It's all computerized. There are protocols in place that have been thrown out the window. Don't worry about it, bro. You're not going to get this thrown out on a technicality, and because you can't even get her bond reduced. That's what I saw today. You can't get her bond reduced. And you're claiming that they violated some of her fundamental rights. Did they? Probably. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the new world of how the sheriffs, prosecutors, they do everything they can to get that prosecution. But this one is simple. Tell us where the kids are. Tell us where the kids are. I'll see what they're talking about. Let's see what they're talking about. They might be talking about something important. Go watch this on YouTube.
And the allegation that Mr. Means and Ms. Daybell are unable to privately communicate with jail. That objection by the state is supported by the affidavits of Lieutenants Ron Ball and Jared Wilmore of the Madison County Sheriff's Office. All right, Idaho Criminal Rule 46L2 is the standard that I must apply to my decision here today on this motion, and it states the court may reduce the existing bail. If the court finds good cause to reduce the bail of the defendant, the court may enter such an order reducing bail. So good cause is the applicable standard to my decision.
So what they're talking about right now is they're talking about the motion that's been filed. The motion that's been filed is, hey, listen, there's good cause to reduce bail based on these things. They never get there. Like, bail is such a, well, first of all, she didn't even want to go through a lot of the standards that you have to go through in a regular bail hearing. So normally you would go to these standards of reduction and why you want to reduce. She didn't even do all that because she's like, hey, the other judge already ruled on this. You said you had some new information. Now, this guy, his information is that his phone calls have been recorded. I have no doubt, man. No doubt. No doubt they've been recorded, bro. Do you not know that in jail they record all phone calls? And you thought the jailers did that shit? Come on. You thought the jailers are the ones who controlled that? Dude, they charge $17 a phone call, bro. $18, $20 a phone call. You think the jailers have control over the recordings? Certain jailers can listen, but they don't have control. You're going to get your recordings, bro. You're going to get them. You should have kept this in your pocket. Maybe not. Maybe bringing it out in this bail hearing is where you wanted to try to get. Maybe because you know maybe this is grasping for straws. You're like, she's screwed, and I don't know where this is going. I'm going to grasp for some straws. Maybe this is a little political game between you and Cowboy over there who called you Billy the Kid or something. But I can tell you this, bro. Where are the kids? Where are the kids? Every judge, every prosecutor, they're going to ask you the same question. Listen, get your girl to tell us where the kids are, and we'll talk about it. But the question will be, when will they take it to the next level? This was, although very drawn out, this guy did the best he could. I was arguing for Lori Vallow. How about that shit? There was one point that I was like, I'm a better public defender than the guy she has standing there. And I was arguing for Lori Vallow. I was like, them swindlers. Don't ever believe the cops. Oh, yeah, we ain't recording. We ain't recording. When they tell you they're not recording, they're probably recording. When they're recording, they oftentimes lose the recording. The question will be what is said on those recordings, and who honestly comes forward and speaks out in these subpoenas. We're gonna hear more about these recordings. They're not going away. Where the kids at? Produce the kids. Then they're going to talk to you about reduction in bond, bail. Please, you can call Bobby Brown. The mask was awesome.
The rules on a motion such as this is that you have to file any document that needs to be served in a timely manner. The day before the hearing is extremely prejudicial. It makes it extremely difficult for me to file a response. I don't have an opportunity to investigate these affidavits.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have an
Let me get you to the long and short of what he's arguing right now. Basically, the prosecutors filed some last-minute new evidence. Bro, is this your first rodeo? Is this your first rodeo? Of course they did. Of course they filed some last minute. That's what they do. Are you new to the system? The system is broken. The judicial system is broken. They really shouldn't be able to record your phone conversations with your lawyer, COVID-19 or not COVID-19. That is kind of a fundamental fair defense thing. On the flip side of this, bro, don't get on the phone with her at the jail. File a continuance. Number one rule. When you go into the jail, when you get those handcuffs put on you, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. We ain't heard the last of the recordings, or at least a reference to the recordings. They probably will never play those recordings because it is a lawyer thing and they know they kind of screwed up. But what did they get? Or is this just a grasp at straws? He could just be grasping for straws because he knows until she produces the children, $1 million, kiddos, $1 million. Look, let's see what he's at. Let's see what he's talking about.
Motion hearings. This is our motion, which is governed by the Idaho Criminal Rule 49. In Rule 49, it states that the filing time for filings is governed by the Idaho Civil Rules of Civil Procedure, which would be Idaho Rule Civil Procedure number 7. Number 7 requires that if you're going to file a responsive affidavit or memorandum or brief, you have to do such 7 days in advance. I'm all for emergency situations, especially with what we're. I'm all for.
Yeah, listen, bro. You got good arguments, but he just ain't getting there. You're not going to get there in this time frame. You're not going to get there in COVID-19. You're not going to get there. He didn't get there. I'm all for it. He's trying to say, listen, it ain't fair. It ain't fair. Look, we're in mask. We're in this. He comes up with every excuse in the book. Hey, Lori, where are the kids? Tell us where the kids are. We'll leave you alone. Shit, I'll join the cult. Lori, if you end up suing the government and winning because you got your kids hidden away in a cult because you knew the virus was coming, oh, how damn will this look? What if Lori tells the story that the cult knew that this virus was coming and they knew that they had to keep those kids safe and they put those kids in like a cult underground bunker shit, doomsday shit, right? If anyone's going to do that, it's going to be them. Then they're going to make this big, they're going to go to fucking Hawaii, bro. Hey, listen, you're going to help me and dad make billions of dollars. If I went to my kids and I was like, listen, we're about to make $1 billion, but we got to play this just right. We're going to take you and your sister. We know there's this virus coming. They're about to tell everybody that there's this virus coming in the next few months, right? Let's say he got tipped off by some government official, stockholder. I don't know. And this is like a great book that he could be writing right now. This could be his book. He got tipped off that a pandemic is about to spread the country. And he went to Lori and said, listen, let's put the kids' stuff in storage. Let's put them in a bunker. Let's go to Hawaii. If this plays out the way I think it's going to play out, they're going to accuse you or me of murdering our kids. And we're going to play this right through this virus thing. And at the end of the virus, we're going to say, listen, we were trying to keep our kids safe, and you put my wife in jail. You slaughtered her name. You did all this bullshit. We're going to sue you. We're going to make all this money. Guess we'll find out. Lori, where are the kids? Where are the kids? Dude, I seen crazier shit happen. Let's see what he's arguing about.
The other side have had notice of this motion.
Mr. Means, can you point to a rule that says that Mr. Wood has to give you notice before calling witnesses this proceeding?
Yeah, I will, Your Honor. So this is our motion. It's a motion for a bond reduction hearing. And that was, if Mr. Wood has consented that or stated to the court that he's not intending to call witnesses, I don't know if necessarily we have to go down this road or not. If he is intending, one, if the witness is in the room, I'd ask that they obviously be excused. Two, that was my next motion that I was going to make regarding a strike or a limitation is, this is defendant's motion. Again, filed 38 days ago, pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 49, with the supporting cites to statutes and whatnot. This is a motion. It is not an evidentiary hearing.
This dude is nervous as all get out, bro. He's more nervous right now than I am. Right? Like he's nervous. He's nervous. You can hear it in his voice. This is a weird time. He's frustrated. I think this dude thinks he's been being cheated by the court. I really believe that. Like if I was to sit down and do a podcast with this dude and I was to go, listen, do you think they're trying to frame her? Do you think they got information? Like, what are they trying to do to your career? Recording conversations between you and your clients, right? This is what this going on in this guy's head. Or is he just grasping for straws? He's nervous. He's doing this argument that something has been violated, they didn't file shit in time, they didn't do shit in time, they didn't give us shit in time, they record our conversations. These are, and this is for just, this is simply to get her a bond reduction. This has nothing to do with guilt, innocence, anything. This is simply to get a bond reduction to say, hey, I need to meet with my client. If you let that girl out of jail, she may vanish. Now, it'd be hard to vanish in a COVID-19 world. It's going to be hard to vanish in a COVID-19 world. Where are the kids at? It's a simple question. You got them buried. If you have them buried in a bunker, tell your lawyer so that he can tell us and go, listen, she's got them buried in a bunker. I'll go take pictures as their lawyer. I'll take a video and I'll bring it back and listen. We'll just do a close settlement. We'll just do a real close settlement. God, I was arguing for it today because I don't like to see law enforcement do shady shit, right? And the law enforcement did some shady shit. This lawyer, he violated the first oath that any lawyer will tell you anytime. I got a letter from my lawyer today. Holy shit, I got a letter from my lawyer today. My lawyer said, hey, Michael, I had fun doing your case. I'm no longer your lawyer in this case. Next time, I'd be happy to be your lawyer again. He said, we got to renegotiate. When you've been getting your lawyer over on some shit, you know but your lawyer's been getting some shit over on the judges and the courts and the system. You're like, oh, dang, it's gonna get more expensive. All these people, I don't pay my lawyer nothing. And I took him for a roller coaster ride for 2 years for a license plate light out. Oh my God, it was brilliant. I got a letter from my lawyer today. This lawyer is not a good lawyer. Lori Vallow, I got a good criminal defense lawyer, but better yet, Crystal Lee Kinney, she got this girl this girl admitted to cleaning up a murder, helping burn a body, take phone, destroy evidence, all this, came down here 3 times to kill a woman. And she might get like 90 days in jail. Maybe 90 days when it's all said and done. She might be at a halfway house right now. Get you a better lawyer, girl. Because this one's grasping for straws. Let's see what he's saying.
Side is allowed to present extreme amounts of information or new arguments or new testimony or new affidavits. It says that.
I read the rule.
Sure.
So what your argument, you're saying that even with the motion to suppress, the state couldn't call witnesses?
Well, not because this is our motion. My argument is we noticed this up as a motion for a bond reduction hearing. At the previous bond reduction hearing, there was no request whatsoever for any kind of testimony, additional evidence. There was arguments given. We noticed this up to be very similar to that in a motion. They had an opportunity. If they wanted to have a motion for evidence, if they wanted to have live testimony, in any of these 38 days.
What you need to understand about what's happening right now, all of this argument is pretty mute to the point when it comes to what's actually going down in the court. This is all good and show. Good, we got to lie. We got this on the record. I'm telling you on the record, they're recording my shit. I'm telling you on the record that they are filing. I'm telling you on the record, right? It has very little to do with your bond, all right? The nature of the crime you are being charged with weighs very heavy in the judge's mind. The judge can sit there with an honest, open look to say, listen, I don't know if you're guilty of something, if you're not guilty of something. Where are the kids? Listen, I'll meet with you. I'm sitting right here. If you tell that dude sitting to your left that the kids are in a bunker buried because of COVID-19, we'll look into it, and we may get you some coffee and some lipstick too. Where are the kids, Lori? Get a better lawyer. They're going to pretty much right now. You're trying to get out on bond. Wait till they get you on murder. You don't get a bond. First degree murder, boom, you don't get a bond. Where are the kids? It's a simple question. All these arguments. What do you
This is
got?
a
What do you-
bond
let's see.
hearing. The state's response was in direct response to the motion and the declaration filed by the defense. We are pre-preliminary hearing. It's simply a bond argument. Again, a reasonable time to respond. I responded yesterday, and I informed the court and counsel so they had time to read it. It's not like I filed massive treatises on bail reductions. I filed 2 affidavits and a response. And the reason, quite frankly, why the defense is arguing so vociferously to this is because they've been caught filing misleading statements to the court. And so, Your Honor, every day defendants are charged with felonies and have bond reductions without any notice to the state or any notice to anyone. There is no requirement, and he has failed to articulate any requirement that I had filed this any earlier than I did. It was in a reasonable time. And so, Your Honor, I asked the state to deny this motion. I think it's without merit entirely.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Means, what I will say is that in my many years of practicing in criminal courts in Eastern Idaho, I've never heard your argument, and I've never seen that in practice. That someone has to give evidence that they're going to, or has to file notice that they're going to call witnesses or put on evidence at a hearing at this stage of the proceedings. Only at trial have I ever seen that enforced. And in fact, in the motions to suppress that I've been a part of, the defendant files the motion to suppress and the state shows up with whichever.
Grasping at straws. He's trying to get her out of jail at all costs. Get her out of jail at all costs. File some motions. Get us in front of a judge. Maybe they'll slip up. Where are the kids? She got shot down all the way through this thing. This attorney didn't do very well in his arguments, except to the fact to say, listen, don't talk on the phone at the jail. They record everything. My lawyer tell you that. If he called me, he won't. My lawyer tells me, don't even call me from jail. Don't even call me from jail. Get out on bond. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't get out on bond, Laurie. Where are the kids? Listen, $1 million bond. These are the numbers you throw out when you don't want to let them out, but the law doesn't allow you to say no bond, right? She could be held on a no bond in Hawaii until she got back to Idaho because the warrant is out of Idaho. Hawaii just says, listen, if they're willing to come get you, it's their warrant. She gets picked up on that warrant, no bond, boom, she gets to Idaho. They got to give her a bond. They give her a bond. Or I think he even gave her like a $5 million or something. They reduced it to $1 million. I figured Chad would have this wrapped up by now. The only thing is this case is weird. It is weird. Did they do something to the kids? 98.9% sure. I guess we'll find out. Could she be playing? Is this some weird scheme? Look at them. Look at them. They look like outlaws. the mask on. Nobody's in the court. Biggest courtroom, biggest court trial, biggest everything. They ain't even let the public in. They're having a court proceeding. The reason you're watching this is because this is the only way they're getting away with saying, hey, we're open to the public. Which, this was live today. You could have sat through, I sat through most of this live. And hey, do this for Tisha Stout. Do this for everybody. Oh, hey, if you missed earlier, I'm getting into this late because I got distracted on another show. I got pulled into another little show, and it was fun. It was drama. You should go check it out over at Smokey P's channel. I don't know how, it's a 5-hour stream, and I was like in the I don't know, the 4-hour mark, get in about 4 hours in, and I managed to get myself invited. They invited me in. They then wanted to debate, and I got myself kicked out, cussed out, and screamed at, and then booted from the panel. All of a sudden, to then get re-invited back in, the host of the show who kicked me out, he leaves and gives me his spot. You can go watch this. It happened live. We had a great debate around COVID-19. I did not know this, and I'm not going to get into the COVID-19 thing right now, but I actually learned something. 65,000 maybe in America have died. That's a big number. Maybe. What you have to understand is that I also know that every death that has happened this last month has had COVID attached to it, sometimes for money, sometimes because they can, sometimes because they've been instructed to, sometimes for insurance. I don't know how many people have died from COVID-19. I don't know anybody personally who have died from COVID-19. I do know some people who have died in this last month. I actually know 3 people that have died in this last month. None of them died from COVID-19. Three people in my community. People that I live in a community of 8,500 people. One of them, we found out about this. My wife found out about this morning. The news is starting to break. It's not a fun story. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy. The other person who died, it's not a fun story. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy. I am not going to wear a mask except when I go into the bank. It's so fun. So fun to wear a mask into a bank, pull down your hat. It's just fun. I'm just going to tell you, I kind of like think of myself as like the inside man. I'm like, dude, so this is how bank robbers feel. I ain't going to lie. That's fun. Everywhere else, I don't really wear a mask. Walmart has put up signs that have said it's ordered by the governor. Okay, so if I don't wear a mask, what are you going to do? I want to know. Which is funny. I have been fishing a lot. And
a sealed order and the conduct that comes with a sealed tremendous, and it's not necessary.
All right, well, I am not in the habit of striking other sides' arguments, so I'm going to deny the motion to strike paragraph 2 because that is an argument in objection to your motion. And further,
Your Honor, there is something that needs to be pointed out for the record.
let me finish. Mr.
Oh, I apologize.
Further, it references the count 5 of the complaint in this case. I'm not sure what the penalty has.
That threw y'all off
I
probably.
understand that you're saying that she be held, that
I got
I understand
interrupted
your argument that you're saying Mr. Wood is arguing.
by the family. Had to answer family questions. COVID-19. It's a bummer. Can we start 2020 over, bro? That's what I want to ask. Can we just erase 2020? How about that? Let's just say January 2020 starts today. Everything's normal. 2020, go back to your bank accounts. Everything's the same. 2020, everything's the same. Nothing changed. No bills, no extra bills, nothing. 2020 just started over. Elon Musk tweeted out he's selling everything. What are you going to do? You're going to stack your cash? Stack the cash, bro. Stack that paper chips. Hey, it's a fun time to be alive. Lori Vallow is wearing mask in the courtroom, arguing about the jail, recording their conversations. Got some late paperwork from prosecution. Where are the kids? That's the question you have to ask yourself. No judge will ever be able to reduce, allow, gonna let you walk if you can't produce the kids. Can you blame your brother? You got your brother to kill your husband. Then your brother died. Your boyfriend's wife died. Y'all might have been married hours after. Listen, if they let this woman out, the judges will have to hang themselves. Where are the kids, Lori? Where are the kids? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you're a part of some crazy cult that saw COVID-19 coming and you hid your kids to protect them, why didn't you call me? I'd have sent mine too. Where are the kids? They ask me that all the time. They call me dad with the phone. Where are your kids at? I was fishing with my kids this morning. I got into argument, and I didn't get into argument. I was in a debate earlier today on another channel. If I didn't tell you about that, we're talking about washing your hands and stuff. They were talking about washing your hands. They were also talking about like doctors. Listen, my perspective on doctors aren't cool, man. They're not. My perspectives on the medical field as a whole isn't cool. It's broken. The system is broken. The healthcare system is broken. Big pharmaceuticals control a lot of stuff. After this, they will control more. See, I have actually visited the big pharmaceutical companies. I've been on their campuses. I've actually been given passes, like here's you a pass. You can go anywhere on our campus. Film. Behind the camera. I've been in big pharmaceutical conventions where those dudes have stood up and cheered like they were at a football field, stadium. When the CEOs go, man, when this drug releases, y'all all get $1 million bonuses. Oh, viruses. Man, they've been training us for this virus for a minute. Sell you a computer that gets infected with the virus, that they'll sell you an antivirus software for. Oh, I'll sell you a vaccine. I'm not even going to go down that road. It's not even worth it. You know what I hope? I hope I die fishing. Right? Oh, jeez. How are you going to die? Is the virus going to get you? Is a heart attack going to get you? Is cancer going to get you? I mean, that's what it is, right? The fear of death. It like grabbed its sting again. Like death is one of those things that we all have to deal with. Every last one of us. Guaranteed you will deal with death. You personally will have a firsthand experience with what we call death. 50,000 people, 65,000 people. I don't know how many people have died from COVID-19. But I guarantee you 100% you will die. That's a fact, Jack. Nobody's ever escaped it. There's 2 dudes that escaped it. Y'all know this? There are stories that 2 dudes have escaped death. And I ain't even talking about Jesus. I know y'all think I'm talking about Jesus. I ain't even talking about Jesus. He didn't escape death. He had to die. I know of 2 dudes that there are stories that 2 dudes escaped death. The story goes, one was, and then he wasn't. And the other one, the story goes, he rode out on like a flaming chariot, like an asteroid or something. That's how the story goes. But they specifically are stories about 2 guys who escaped this very thing that you and I are discussing. Because that's what it's all about, right? And we're not really scared of the virus. We're scared of death. I mean, even if you get sick and you don't die, if you get real sick and you don't die, you're going to. I promise you, you're gonna die. So the question is, do you want to live in fear your whole life? Do we want to live in mask? Do we want to live at distance? Do we want to live with others telling us how to live? Is the question you have to ask yourself. See, this isn't new to the rest of the world. This isn't new. It's new to you. It's new to me in America. But there are countries in the world where they've been telling their citizens how to live for thousands of years. But for the last 200, there has been this place called America where we boasted of our freedom. This is it. For 200 plus years. By the way, this is the longest regime governmental system throughout history, without flip over, without a regime change, without a mutiny, without a, yeah, we don't like it this way anymore, we're going to do it a different way. Is it time to do it a different way? Because this country, forever, man, I can go and walk and be wherever. Damn it, YouTube has exploded in the last few years about where and how I can film. Where I can film. There are whole YouTube channels that are exploding on, I can film here, I can film there, I have the right to do this, I have the right to. You don't have the right to go out without a mask in some places in the country. You don't have the right to walk. I mean, we have direction. I thought IKEA, it's the Germans, the damn Germans. It's IKEA's fault. I'll prove it. This ain't no Chinese virus. This is a German virus because they're trying to make every store directional. I hate IKEA for one purpose. I want to walk where I want to walk. I want to go where I want to go. I want to do what I want to do. This is land of the free, home of the brave until COVID-19. That's what some people are arguing. Listen, I've been fishing and camping and spending a lot of time offline, actually. My analytics crashed. And I don't even give a shit. But I look and I listen to what's happening. You know, the government right now is going to take care of you. That's what they're telling you. They're going to take care of you. That's the word on the street. Is that the government's got it figured out and the government is going to take care of you. That's what they're saying. Call the government. You need something? Call the government. You need this? Call the government. Oh, they're trying to evict? Call the government. You need food? Call the government. Oh, you need your bills? Call the government. No argument from me. I always said, man, hey, if the government wants to give you money, take it. The rich man takes it in tax loopholes. The single mom has been doing it for months and years, surviving on welfare checks from this place and that place. Walmart told me, by the way, Walmart reached out to me. I tweeted something and I got a message from Walmart. Walmart's hiring because their employees are getting more money on unemployment than they are if they come to work. The government. Trust the government. Trust the government. I've always said it. A people with no God need a government. That's it. That's my argument. If you have a God, you don't need a government. Oh, every preacher, pastor, I've heard Romans, brother. I've heard it. Obey your governed authorities. Obey your governed authorities. Trust me. Go read Misquoting Jesus for all you Bible thumpers that are saying that God told us to obey the government. That Paul said that, actually. Go. I'm telling you, the government is not for your best interest. They have never been for your best interest. But you trust them, okay? Again, I'm going fishing in the morning, okay? So I'm going fishing. My life is wonderful. Long after COVID-19, my life is going to be wonderful. I am not worried about my life. Sometimes I look at the world around me and I worry for the world around me. But when you've seen the world, you understand that we are 1%ers, right? We are 1%ers. America is a special place. America might not be so special tomorrow. Is it going to be the worst place? Absolutely not. Because we know. Because our eyes are open. But we are moving towards more freedom, right? You understand that. This isn't an argument of whether or not we're moving towards, right? It is just an argument of the world is going to become smaller. We're going to look a lot like other places. How that looks and how that works out, let's figure it out. We're here. It's not a bad thing. I'm going fishing tomorrow. Now, when they close 11 Mile Reservoir or start closing the reservoir, and they haven't, they're opening shit up. That's how I know that this virus ain't going to be the death of me. I may sink a boat before I'm more likely to sink a boat than die from coronavirus. Guaranteed. Watch the virus get me. Then people be like, the virus got him. If the virus gets me, the virus gets me. I have done shit in my life that should have taken my life 100 times over.
Here's what I found.
Do you know at one point I used to put myself in a closed space with a 2,000-pound animal that wanted to do nothing but be the boss of that closed space? That's a true ass story. Every time I move my back, I feel where I took a 2,000-pound horn, throw me up over a fence. I feel it. It's in my back. Or when I got thrown from I could go on and on. I could tell you I should be dead 10 times. If a virus gets me, y'all can call me a pansy. But I can tell you this, death is coming to us all. Dude, I already feel like dying sometimes. It's not suicidal. I'm just talking about getting up in the morning, moving the right way, right? Death is coming to us all. Don't let it run you, fear you. That sting shit that death had, a lot of people forgot about death. People die all the time around us, right? But when you magnify death on a global scale, people freak out. I found out 65,000 people, I think in America, have died. I think that's the number. Somewhere between 50,000 and 65,000. That's not that many, right? But if you say that, people freak out. I mean, I know that heart attacks have killed more people. I know that car accidents have killed more people. I know that they kill more people in abortions and all that, and we can't even solve those problems. But yet we think we're going to fight an invisible enemy by literally closing down our country. Gosh. I'm going fishing tomorrow, though. Hey, Lori, sorry. Where are the kids? Coronavirus. Dude, you know what's fun for me? I show up at 11 Mile Reservoir today. Went fishing with my son today. My boat was acting up. And so I did the plugs, the fuel filter. Tomorrow I'm going out to make sure it's all good and catch me some more fish. Oh, the guy that was checking me in at 11 Mile, watch his dad with a phone, the underground, call me by name, made me feel good. That's all I'm going to say. Like when people that are real around me, people that and they have their own stories, man. He's telling me a story. Let me tell you something about something. Let me tell you something about something. It's like, man, life is real. Life is real. So lots of craziness went down today in my neck of the woods, at least in my personal circles. Saying extra prayer for some kids tonight. There's some kids heavy on my heart, young ones, kids that have stayed in my house, kids that have played with my kids. So some kids woke up this morning in one family, and they're going to bed in a different family, different structure. Death is real. It's coming to us all. Maybe COVID will get you. Maybe it won't. But something is. Something's going to get you. I'm out.